What would you do if the empire you built with your own hands was ripped away in a single night? For Elena Voss, that question wasn't hypothetical, it was her reality. At 38, she stood at the pinnacle of her career, the visionary behind the Aurora Hotel, a beacon of luxury in Miami's glittering skyline. Her journey hadn't been easy. Born to a single mother in a cramped apartment, Elena clawed her way up through sheer grit, turning a small bed and breakfast into a five-star phenomenon. The Aurora wasn't just a hotel. It was her heart, her legacy, her proof that dreams could outshine even the harshest beginnings. But on a humid August evening, everything changed. Elena arrived at the Aurora to find her keycard deactivated, her office locked, and her board of investors, people she'd trusted for years, waiting in the lobby. They delivered the news with cold precision, a hostile takeover orchestrated by her own CFO, Marcus Reed. He'd manipulated the books, swayed the board, and painted Elena as a liability. "You're out," he said, his smirk cutting deeper than his words. Security escorted her to the curb, her heels clicking against the pavement as paparazzi swarmed, their cameras flashing like vultures circling a fresh wound. By morning, headlines screamed, "Hotel Queen dethroned." Humiliation burned through her, but Elena didn't crumble. She stood on that curb, the Miami heat clinging to her skin, and made a choice. She wouldn't beg or fade away. She would fight smarter, bolder, and with a fire no one saw coming. The next day, she rented a tiny office in a rundown strip mall, its peeling paint a far cry from the Aurora's marble halls. There, with nothing but a laptop and her loyal assistant, Priya, she began to plan. Elena knew the hotel industry inside out, its secrets, its desires, its untapped potential. Marcus might have taken her hotel, but he couldn't take her vision. Her first move was audacious. She announced a new venture, the Phoenix, a boutique hotel chain designed not for the elite, but for the dreamers, artists, entrepreneurs, and wanderers who craved authenticity over opulence. She crowdsourced funding, pouring her story into a raw, emotional video that went viral overnight. "I built an empire once," she said, her voice steady but fierce. "I'll do it again, and this time, it's for all of us." The public responded with a flood of donations, drawn to her resilience and her promise of something real. Even celebrities, from actors to musicians, shared her campaign, captivated by her defiance. Marcus laughed it off, calling it a desperate stunt. But Elena was playing a longer game. She scouted abandoned properties, transforming forgotten warehouses into vibrant, eco-friendly hotels with local art and live music spaces. Each Phoenix location told a story, reflecting the soul of its city. She hired staff others overlooked, single parents, former inmates, young creatives, giving them not just jobs, but purpose. "This isn't just a hotel," she told her team. "It's a home for second chances." The first Phoenix opened in Miami, blocks from the Aurora. Its opening night was electric. A jazz band played under string lights, guests mingled in a courtyard blooming with native plants, and Elena stood at the center, her eyes alight with purpose. Word spread fast. Guests loved the Phoenix's warmth, its originality, its heart. Critics raved, and bookings soared. Marcus, meanwhile, faltered. The Aurora's sterile luxury couldn't compete with the Phoenix's soul. Guests whispered about cold service and outdated decor, and Marcus's shady dealings began to surface, leaking to the press like poison. Elena didn't stop there. She partnered with nonprofits to offer free stays to struggling families, turning her hotels into sanctuaries. She mentored young women in business, sharing her scars as lessons. "Failure isn't the end," she told them. "It's where you find your strength." Her story inspired a movement, with fans dubbing her the Phoenix Queen. Celebrities checked in, not for the cameras, but for the experience, posting about breakfasts with local chefs and murals by street artists. The Phoenix wasn't just a hotel, it was a revolution. A year later, the Aurora filed for bankruptcy. Marcus begged Elena to buy it back, but she declined. "I don't need it," she said, standing in the lobby of her newest Phoenix, its walls alive with color. "I've built something better." The Aurora's failure wasn't her victory was the lives she'd changed, the communities she'd uplifted, the proof that heart could outshine greed. Elena Voss didn't just rebuild, she redefined what success meant. She showed the world that when you're thrown out, you don't just get back up, you soar. Her story wasn't about a hotel. It was about humanity, resilience, and the courage to create something new from the ashes of betrayal. And in that, she didn't just take notes, she wrote the book.